Hello, my name is Mina, and I'm a member of the Providence Environmental Club. And I wanted to present on a topic that we can all have an impact on, which is fast fashion. So, what exactly is fast fashion? Well, fast fashion is a rapidly moving clothing industry that produces tons of clothing in a short amount of time. These clothings are made for seasonal fashion trends that last yearly. And because of the constant change in these seasonal trends, the production of these clothes have devastating impacts on the environment and on workers. In fact, the clothing industry is the second largest polluter in the world. So some examples of fast fashion companies in the US are companies like H&M, Fashion Nova, Forever 21, Shein, Urban Outfitters, and Zaful. So why is fast fashion so bad for the environment? Well, seasonal fashion trends cause high demands for clothing factories to produce tons of clothing that are meant to last for a short period of time. And most textile factories that produce fast fashion garments pollute water supplies by dumping untreated toxic wastewaters into rivers. These wastewater contains toxic substances like lead, mercury, and arsenic that are extremely harmful to the health of aquatic life as well as millions of people that depend on those riverbanks for fresh water. Not only is the fast fashion industry polluting water supplies, its production of cotton also has a major impact on the supply of water. For example, the production of cotton uses up to 20,000 liters of water to just produce 1 kilogram of cotton. And this is obviously very detrimental to environment as it creates ecological consequences like the desertification of certain seas, like the Aral Sea shown in the picture here. Waste can even be seen on the consumer level. Because fast fashion brands create seasonal trends, many consumers end up buying more clothes than they need and throwing away the excess old clothes. These old clothes are mostly made out of synthetic fibers that do not decompose in nature, which means that the clothes thrown away are in landfills and in oceans, and they stay there. Even one washload of polyester clothes sends up to 700,000 microplastic fibers in the environment. So, how can we reduce the waste as individuals? Well, the most impactful way is to avoid fast fashion companies, like I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation. Another way is to repurpose old clothes as rags or reusable bags, donate or sell clothes to places like Goodwill, or give them to your siblings or friends is another option. And lastly, thrift. I know there are many boutiques out there that sell used clothes and for a very cheap price. A new movement called sustainable shopping is becoming more popular as people realize the negative impacts of fast fashion. These sustainable companies focus on long lasting clothes and use recycled materials to produce their clothing. So, some of the examples of sustainable clothing brands are brands like Patagonia, Pact, Eileen Fisher, Able, Tradelands, and Outer Knows. So this is the end of my presentation, and hopefully you guys learned something about fast fashion and the effects of fast fashion and some of the ways that we can help reduce the amount of pollution caused by fast fashion. Thanks for listening to my presentation.